Hello everyone, I'm Greg Otta with FedScoop TV, and we're at the Data Innovation Summit today, and I'm talking with Dr. Michael Valivullah, the CTO of the National Agricultural Statistics Service. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, open data, big data, enterprise agility, a lot of buzzwords being thrown around in the public sector right now. Is it just noise or is it a sign of progress and that we're moving in the right direction?
No, it is not a sign of noise. It's lots of progress. Lots of good work is being done by federal agencies, and there is quite a bit of activity that goes on in the digital strategy, in the open data community, and also in making data available to the public. And almost all agencies are in it together, and they are putting the data out as fast as they can, and also they are putting out APIs, application program interfaces, so that the data is accessible and useful to whoever wants to use it. I think there is quite a bit of progress and there is quite a bit of momentum. It's all a good thing. And you know, when you say open data, and it is part of the big data, and right. The government has lots of data, and you know, it is just making useful data available to people, because you do not want to put all the data out, because you know there are not systems and people don't have the kind of technology to consume all the data. They may not even need it. We just want to make sure that you know we provide them the useful information that they can take and use.
So culture change comes hand in hand with the technological change, around government data. So how do we sort of speed up the culture change and get to a point where it's open data by default?
I do not think that is an impediment, and I think most of the government employees or the government agencies have embraced that, they have embraced the open data principle, and they want to make their data available, because you know it is like showing off their babies, because you know they are proud of the data they produce, and they want to make the data available. That's why we exist. Government agencies, it is public service. The more data we provide for public to use, and it's going to be more useful for them. And it is a matter of putting the data out. How much? Because you probably heard that you know NOAA creates about 30 terabytes of data. They can only put out 2 terabytes, because it would overwhelm lots of those systems that are out there, and people may not even need all the data that is available. So I think we need to be careful in how much data we put out, and also the quality of data is very important too. And you know, what is the context? What is the metadata around the data, so that we can make these data elements useful, and also ways to consume the data. I think that is very important. So giving the context and giving the quality, good quality data, is going to help the public to come up with different technologies or different useful use cases for them to use it and make it available to the public for their use.
So mobile, how do you think mobile fits into this equation? How do you see mobile leveraging the data in order to improve government services and interagency collaboration?
Mobile is a way to access data. And you know, mobility is the good thing, because people can access data from anywhere, any device, anytime. I think data to be available everywhere people are is very important, because you know it is just like air. People just love to get their data on their hand, because you know when you are in a conversation in a hotel or something, if somebody says something, you can just whip up your phone, look it up, and say, hey, like, you know, you were just telling me a story. Look, this is not what it says. So you can have the data. By the way, there are lots of people, the so-called pundit, put out bad data out there. We got to be careful as to what data that we are consuming and how reliable is the data. But if you want to look up about some disease or something, you want to go to Mayo Clinic or somewhere where the data has been, you know, vetted. And sometimes people take some data that may not be true, or it may not be vetted, the so-called experts. I just heard in China, anybody can publish climatical data. So, and these guys are not even qualified to be meteorologists, but they just publish data about Beijing is going to be like this and this and that. And people, you know, trust the thing, but it is not a trustworthy data. But China is clamping down on those so-called experts, because because of the data accessibility, everybody can either put the data or consume the data and think it is true, because we got to be very careful when we put the data out. It has to be very reliable, and it has to have context, and it has to be validated somehow. Only the reliable sources put out the data that is reliable for people to use. I think that is very important.
So finally, what needs to be done to integrate this data with the future generation of IT workers that come into the government, and what sort of expertise is needed from that new generation to use this data?
And you know that data scientists are in great demand now.
Right.
It goes in cycles, and it is very hard to predict what the future is going to be. But IT folks, their nature is to change. They adapt to change. And especially the young generation, they are looking to do better things and good things and neat things to do. So I don't have any reservations about finding the right people, but we need to plan for it and identify what our needs are going forward, and train our folks that we have, and try to retain them so that they don't go away anywhere. So forward thinking is very important as leaders, and training people so that they will be available when that opportunity comes, and they will be useful so that they don't look for another job or get bored of what they are doing. So I think that is very important, planning and helping HR folks along with that, so that we can work together to keep the workforce reliable and relevant.
Great. Well, Dr. Valivullah, thank you for joining us today. Always great to hear from you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
For all of our videos, you can check out our YouTube channel, and for more information, you can check out FedScoop.com. I'm Greg Otto. Thanks for watching.